Good morning, everybody. Let me begin by thanking EuroACE for inviting me to speak today during the EU's Sustainable Energy Week. Although I, unfortunately, cannot be with you all in person, it is my pleasure to send you a short video message about this important topic, namely the need for smart and flexible technologies and long-term thinking in achieving the objectives of the renovation wave. When the Commission set out its plan at the beginning of the term, the Green Deal was at its core. Renovation of the EU's building stock is a key Green Deal priority. But of course, we've seen significant changes in Europe since this. We have faced and overcome the worst pandemic in 100 years, the economic consequences of which will have lasting implications, but also a war on our doorstep that has fundamentally changed the trajectory of energy transition and caused a crisis in security of our energy supply. This has caused inflation to skyrocket and soaring energy prices for consumers, significantly affecting millions of EU citizens, businesses, and the economy more broadly. It is also likely that this winter will comprise of some very tough challenges. The Energy Performance of Buildings Directive is a key piece of legislation in the European Green Deal, and its revision will have wide-ranging implications for the EU renovation wave and the EU's climate goals. The revision of the directive, which we are working on now in Parliament, introduces new standards for energy performance to decarbonise the building sector and revises requirements for national building renovation plans. Yet, I do not get the impression that the enormity of the challenge represented by the renovation wave is fully appreciated. The scale alone demands a much greater level of attention, but there remain many barriers to renovation. Cost and availability of workers being amongst the most difficult hurdles. Like the transformation of the energy system, ensuring the climate readiness of the entire EU building stock presents significant logistical, financial and administrative challenges. Yet, it has much more direct implications for social inequality. The slowing economy and increases in cost of living will have significant implications for consumer purchasing power and personal savings. Therefore, we must be aware that imposing obligations without providing sufficient means to achieve standards has the potential to increase inequality. Those who can afford innovations will be insulated from rising energy costs, while those who cannot will face rising costs. Finding a balance between the need to revamp the built environment and not impose undue financial burden on households and businesses will be extremely difficult, but absolutely vital. The renovation wave will not be achieved overnight, and it must ensure it is central to long-term development plans, urban planning and the energy system plans by Member States, as well as the Commission, with which industry can follow. Renovation needs must also be central to long-term planning by banks, who I believe need to take a much stronger role, as the reality is the vast majority of the money spent on renovations will be from private sources, and bank loans are simply too expensive at the moment. Investors need security, industry needs signals and facilitation. Households need the means to achieve the standards we set. This is why the right long-term planning is required. Energy-saving technologies will also be pivotal. These are cost-effective solutions with a high yield on return of investment, allowing us to utilise much better primary energy consumption. Digitalisation will play a crucial role in the transformation of the whole building value chain, not just the buildings themselves. We will see this in particular in the monitoring of all building systems with direct feedback to occupants, municipalities and power grids. Data-driven technologies open up new ways to ensure buildings are sustainable, ecological and consistently user-friendly throughout their entire life cycle, from the design phase, the construction phase, until the operational use of the building. It is clear we need to embrace digitalisation, but core aspects of the revised EPPD will be how data will be transferred and maintained. It will be pivotal to create a clear and fair legal framework to leverage the use of data to improve transparency, develop benchmarks and guide policy decisions, as well as improve actual energy consumption. Thank you once again to EuroACE for the invitation to speak, and I hope you enjoyed the discussions today. Gora míle maith agaibh.